You've put in the hours. You know the grammar rules, you've memorized the vocabulary lists, and you are passing all the tests with flying colors. On paper, your language skills look practically perfect. But then you step out of the classroom. Someone asks you a normal question in public, and all that hard-earned knowledge suddenly vanishes. It's an agonizing physical sensation. Your chest tightens, your mind goes entirely blank, and you freeze up over a simple interaction you could have easily read in a textbook. High scores on a written exam are irrelevant if the brain cannot retrieve the words at the actual speed of social reality. If you can't process the language in the moment, the grammar rules remain trapped on the page. This disconnect leads to those excruciatingly long silences when you're trapped in an elevator with a colleague, scrambling to figure out how to ask about their weekend. Or you resort to the nod and smile defense, silently praying they don't ask a follow-up question that exposes the fact that you stopped understanding them a minute ago. You might think of the perfect joke at a dinner party, but the moment passes by the time you translate it in your head. We all know the frustration of walking away from a conversation thinking, I knew the right word, why didn't I just say it? Even a massive vocabulary is no match for the structural cognitive bottleneck called translation lag. When you hear a foreign language, your brain is forced into a state of cognitive double duty to process the input while simultaneously trying to prepare a response. You're running a rigid four-step internal process. First, you receive the audio input. Second, you route it to your native language to understand it. Third, you formulate a response in your native tongue. And finally, you translate that response back into the new language. This mental gymnastics routine burns an enormous amount of cognitive energy. Each step adds precious seconds of delay to your response time. Natural social conversation moves too fast for this manual processing. It jumps from topic to topic with zero hesitation, leaving you behind while your brain is still stuck at step 3. This temporal mismatch makes a casual chat feel like a high-stakes interrogation as you struggle to keep pace with a clock that never stops. That timing delay triggers a physiological alarm, hitting you with a sudden, sharp spike of anxiety in your chest. When panic sets in, your brain releases cortisol, which physically impairs your memory retrieval. The lag creates panic, and the panic slows your processing further, creating a cycle that eventually leads to a total mental freeze. Breaking this cycle requires a move away from traditional memorization, which only adds more data to the library without improving the retrieval speed. You need to treat language less like a puzzle and more like a physical reflex. This is achieved through reaction-based training. By forcing the brain to respond to prompts in under a second, you deny it time to route through your native language, eventually wiring a direct neural pathway between the concept and the speech. Removing that internal middleman allows you to shift your focus away from your internal panic and back toward the person standing in front of you. When translation lag disappears, the mental pressure drops. You can finally exhale and be fully present in the moment. You experience the micro-victory of ordering coffee effortlessly without having to internally rehearse your sentence 3 times while waiting in line. You find yourself successfully delivering a joke in real time within a fast-paced group of friends, earning actual laughter instead of polite confusion. These moments represent the transition from merely knowing a language to actually living in it. This all leads to the ultimate test, a sudden, unprompted phone call from an unknown number. Instead of staring at the screen in terror, you answer instinctively. The words are just there, ready for you to use without the characteristic spike of chest panic. Fluency is the total absence of lag between a thought and the spoken word, regardless of how many thousands of words you have memorized. By removing that internal delay, you finally allow your true, unfiltered personality to come through in every conversation. Stop being a passenger in your own head. Begin reaction-based training and escape your internal translator once and for all.